What is up, Nerf Nation? I'm Naptown Nerf, and this is a review of the JSPB Pro 2. Alright, you guys, I'm actually in love with this blaster. I think it was so much fun to build. I put this together myself. I bought the kit and put it together myself, and it was a blast to put together. I really enjoy playing with it. It's just so much fun to actually be able to play with a stored air powered blaster like this that is super functional. So if you guys are not aware, this thing is completely 3D printed and was designed by a guy named Ezek. I'm not exactly sure how you pronounce his name, but he's a genius in my mind. I'm very impressed with this product and highly recommend it. Like I said, I put this together myself, and I originally put it together with the glue that he sent with me, and I highly recommend not using that glue. Now, for whatever reason, the glue that he sent just does not bond very well and tends to break apart. It just doesn't give you a good secure connection on the parts that you glue, and will cause leaking to occur in my case. And anyways, maybe other people had different experiences, but from what I understand, talking to other people that have purchased this also, the glue is just not great. So I would highly recommend using a 2-part epoxy bonder like a Loctite or a DevCon epoxy, and I think you'll get a much better bond, and you won't have the leaking issues that I did when I first put this together. So other than that though, the product is great. I don't know how he does it, but there's some special technology that's inside of here that allows you to pump this thing straight up in the air and still be able to fire. Normally with a blaster like this, you have to dip down to load your dart and then pull back up to fire. But this has a system that the air is pushing the dart into the feeding mechanism somehow. I'm not exactly sure how this works. I'm not an expert on this, but it auto loads basically and allows you to just be ready to fire even if you're aiming it straight up, pumping and shooting, which is really cool and convenient when you're in a war type situation. You don't want to have to constantly dip down every time. So I think that's really cool. And probably besides the auto loading feature, the next best thing about this is the scar barrel. It has 6 strings that turn, and what this does is and you can kind of adjust it, which is really cool, but this allows the darts to fly super straight and makes the blaster much more accurate than it would be without this. So that is probably the coolest part about this, because this thing is very accurate. Let's go ahead and cut to a firing demo and some FPS readings, and I'll show you how this thing works. Okay guys, let's see what this thing can do. I actually have loaded it up with the 6 original darts it came with, so here we go. Oh, that one kind of ducked down. It's kind of windy today. 151. The other one was 138, if you didn't see that. I don't know, I lost count on the pumps there. 117. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 136. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 137. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 135. Pretty good average there. High of 151, but right around the 135 to 140 range, I think was about the average. Let's check out the ranges. So the shortest one that kind of went straight into the ground was about a little past 56 feet there. The next one's just past 61 feet. Then we have several up here. Let's see here. This one was 73, 77, and just short of 86, and 89. Yeah, pretty good ranges with those darts. Let's see what else we can do with the Elite. Wow, that's 144. 127. 143, 140, 141, 153. So really impressive FPS readings out of that. Let's see what kind of range we got. So we have two there at 52 feet. Then this one is about 54. And then we have one here about 64 and a half. And just past about 70 feet 6 inches. And then one all the way up here at 83 feet. So yeah, the wind is kind of, I think, affecting especially these lighter darts a little bit, but pretty good performance, I think. Actually going to do 3 of the accurate nipple darts and then 3 AccuStrike. We'll see how they do. 5 pumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 141. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 138. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 128. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Huh, didn't feed. I don't know if the AccuStrike darts are going to work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that one worked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, 128. The last one was 130 if I didn't say that. 2, 3, 4, 5. That was a good one. 144. So for some reason the AccuStrike darts didn't want to feed right away, but once I got it in there it seemed to work. So I think that was more of a fluke. So let's see what ranges we get. With the black dart, 48. Another one over here at 48. And then an AccuStrike was just short of 49. So 3 right around in there. And then we have 50, just past 56 feet, an Accu dart and an AccuStrike dart. That can kind of get confusing, but basically those two are sitting just past 56. And then the last shot actually went the furthest, which is kind of crazy, just short of 68 feet there with the AccuStrike dart. So yeah, pretty good. Okay, we're gonna load in some of these guys, these cut down prototype darts, which I just love. I'm gonna do 4 of those, and we'll do 4 of the slugs that we made. These are foam back rod with a washer and felt tip. Well, that one double fed. Sorry about that. That does have the a problem double feeding those darts when they're cut down for whatever reason. So let's try it one more time. That was better, just not very good range there. 104. That's weird. 117. I think this is a slug now. 127. 137. 138. And 132. So 2 of them were short. That was 36 feet and this was 42. I think those are the ones that double fed. We got another one here at 45. And then on up for slug is at 55 feet. And then we have the last prototype dart just past 57, and at 57 and a half feet we got another slug. And you can see how accurate these are right on the tape measure. 60 feet 6 inches, another slug. And I'm missing one slug. Found it. It's just off the tape here at 57 feet. So, you know, not the greatest performance out of those. I was hoping for a little bit better, but you know, I think it's about finding the right type of a dart and getting this tweaked right for the tarts that you are using. So I'll probably be mostly using full length darts because most of our wars only allow full length. So I have it tweaked for that mainly. So as you can see, the FPS readings and the performance is pretty darn good out of this thing. Now, you do have to tweak the scar barrel, I think, a little bit for different, whatever kind of dart you're using. I think you just have to adjust it, so it's hard to kind of use multiple kinds of darts and get good performance out of every type without adjusting that slightly. But this thing works really well with longer darts. I haven't quite gotten it tweaked well to work with half-length darts, but it might be the type of half-length darts. Maybe I need to use a slightly longer half-length dart. I'm not sure. But the blaster is awesome with full-length darts for sure, and I do think it could be tweaked to work well with half-length darts also. But for whatever reason, I was getting much better ranges out of full-length darts than I was the half-length darts. But yeah, the FPS readings speak for themselves. Very, very impressive. And I probably wasn't completely filling this tank all the way up. I don't really like to put more than 5 pumps in it. I could probably push it to about 5.5, but I don't want to push the blaster too far. This blaster does come in 3 different color combinations that I know about. I asked for the custom gray. You kind of have to ask because I think it usually comes in like a pink-purple color, which is kind of a cool color but bright, and I kind of wanted something a little more neutral so I could add my custom carbon fiber wraps and it would look a little bit better. And I really like the gray and the red accent color combination, so that's the one I went with. But like I said, it comes with a purple and white color combo, and then I think it's yellow and maybe white. But yeah, so there's 3 different basic color combinations you can choose from, and then there are 2 different versions. This is the Pro 2, but there's also a Pro 2 Lite, and the Pro 2 Lite basically is the same exact thing but with this cut off. So you just lose a little bit of dart storage. So this one will hold basically 6 full-length darts or around 12 half-length darts, kind of depending on the length of your half-length dart, obviously. But the cut down, the light version, only holds about 4 full-length darts or 8 half-length darts, approximately. So I actually find this very comfortable. I wasn't sure about it, and I know some people didn't think that this was as comfortable as probably the cut down version, but I actually find it very easy just to slide right up over the shoulder, so I think it's very ergonomic and very, very comfortable and well designed there. So I really like that. The grip is very, very comfortable and easy to pump. It's a really well designed blaster. Very, very high quality print. He gives you some really cool Picatinny rails. You could add, whatever you want that fits on Picatinny on these rails, which is really cool because this is a very accurate blaster, and probably some iron sights or flip-up sights or, a scope of some sort would actually work pretty well on this thing. And I probably will add one of my own in the future when I find one I really like. I think this blaster is pretty darn cool. I highly recommend it. You can get this already put together for you. Now, if you do that, I don't know if he's using the glue that it's sent with, but I'm guessing he does. But if you do ask him to put it together for you, and if he is seeing this video actually, I would recommend him using a higher quality glue so the leaking doesn't happen and it just holds together much better and lasts a lot longer. And if you're going to buy one pre-assembled, I would write that in the notes just saying, could you use a higher quality glue? And I'm sure he would be willing to do that for you. I'm absolutely blown away by what he was able to accomplish with this thing. I think it's a really, really cool build and really, really cool to have people that do stuff like this in our community. So I think you're getting quite a bit for your money here, and would definitely recommend you picking one up. Links definitely in the description below to where you can find his website to purchase one of these. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe, and as always, peace out, guys.